continuing our Spotlight series presented by Nooga Splash, and we got Kaylen and Kinsley Owen in the house tonight. And how we doing tonight, y'all? Thanks for coming in.
Good. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So, summer's kind of got started for you guys. Kaylen, you graduated from Silverdale this past year, and I think, Kinsley, you're going to be a junior this year, right?
Yes.
So, kind of talk about, I guess, the summer so far. I mean, I'm sure you guys have been busy. Kaylen, you're going to be running track for Lee in the spring, and I think you're going to be doing some indoor stuff as well. So kind of just talk about, I guess I'll start with you, Kaylen, your senior season and kind of just your overall thoughts on your career ending as a Seahawk.
I'm really happy with the way that my season ended. I got to go to the state championships for the first time as an individual running event, so that was really exciting. Now as the summer started, I've started to do some training for Lee, and I also have nationals coming up this weekend, so I've also been training for that in the hurdles.
We'll talk about that more throughout this Spotlight series here, but I guess, Kinsley, for you, playing ball, being in camps pretty much all summer. Kind of talk about, your season with the Lady Seahawks this year. You went over 1,000 points for your career as a sophomore. So kind of talk about that and how's the summer season been going for you?
Yes, I definitely had a fun season with my team, but obviously we went further, but we still made it pretty far. We made it to the region championship for the first time in our school history, so that was fun. But yeah, we're just trying to get back there and win this year, hopefully. And yeah, this summer started off busy. I've had AAU going and camps for school. So yeah.
Not the summer we had, Cowboy, for sure, when we were kids, no doubt about that. But so, Kaylen, you mentioned you're going to be participating in the Nationals, I think. And where is that going on? You said this weekend? So
yes, sir. It's in Eugene, Oregon.
Gotcha.
At Oregon University.
And so what's your go-to event? Because I think, just looking at what you did at Spring Fling, I guess hurdles is the main event type thing, right? So
yes.
Is it just hurdles, or what else are you involved in?
For at the state championships, I did the 100 hurdles, the 300-meter hurdles, the 200, and then the mixed 4x4. But at Nationals this weekend, I'll be doing the 100 hurdles, and then they have the 400 hurdles, which instead of the 300 hurdles, which I've never done before, so that should be interesting. Yeah. That's
a good place to have a debut right there at Nationals in Oregon, right? For sure. So, and for Kinsley, we saw on, social today, the off-the-bench team saw another offer, I think it was from Memphis today. Yes. So I think you've had how many offers to this point as a sophomore? I thought, 3 or 4 possibly?
That's 4, yeah.
Okay. So, and those have been Memphis, and what are the other ones to this point?
Tennessee Tech, UTC, and MTSU.
All volunteer state schools. I like it for sure. So now, Kaylen, you mentioned your track season, and one cool thing that your team did this year, as you mentioned, was the mixed relay. I think it was the first time in state history that event happened, and you guys, took home the hardware for sure. So kind of talk about that. I mean, what was the? I'm sure you're used to running with the other girls on your team, but now you mix us dudes in there. We always mess it up for sure. So kind of talk about the adjustment there, running with the boys, and kind of how you guys came together to win a state championship.
Well, running in the state championship was actually my first time running the mixed relay ever, so that was interesting. But I knew that our coach believed that if we all did it, then we could win. So, yeah, it was fun.
Awesome. And I think, Kinsley, you ran track for Silverdale this year, right? Was this the first time you did that?
Yes, I ran in elementary school, but I just did it for my sister's senior year. So
I was going to say,
run together.
What was the contract, or what were the negotiations to get you to run this year for your senior season?
It didn't take much convincing, but yeah.
Awesome.
I'm glad she did it.
Yes.
No sibling pressure at all, for sure. So growing up, I mean, what was y'all's go-to or favorite sport? Growing up as kids. Well, I mean, I'm assuming it was basketball, but I mean, it could have been anything else, because I think you guys were multi-sport athletes at Silverdale. So was there one sport that you loved playing as a kid going through?
Growing up, I think my favorite sport was probably soccer.
Okay.
Which I also played soccer for Silverdale, too.
You did, yeah.
Yes. But that was my favorite growing up.
Kinsley, was it basketball?
Yeah, I started off with softball and soccer first, though, but then in 3rd or 4th grade, I started playing basketball, on a church league or something. That's when I started loving it.
What's your favorite position on the soccer pitch, Kaylen?
Probably like a wing back.
Okay.
Is what I played this year. And
Gotcha.
I liked it.
A pretty good season for you guys this past year. I know you didn't, you fell a little bit short, but it's still a great season about making it back to the state championship there for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what's your favorite part of the game as far as basketball goes?
Well, I just like the competitiveness and like the team, like the thought of just having like a team going against another team, and like I don't know, it's just fun because like getting in the gym and like getting better, just watching little successes for me is like fun to see and stuff.
Lockdown defender or scorer? Which one's your favorite?
I mean, I like locking down people because then you get it and then you can score right after. So,
were there any pickup games in the driveway between you two, whether it's soccer, basketball? I'm sure there was. There had to be. You guys are sisters.
Yeah, she used to have to convince me to play her 1v1 because I would always get beat. So,
well, I was going to say. So I bet the rematch was like, well, let me race you in a race, right?
Yeah,
and she also made me be the goalie for soccer. So
yeah,
of course, I have the younger sibling taking the shots in the net for sure. That's good stuff. So talk about we ask our these athletes that come in here with us, staying grounded, right? Because obviously a lot of commitment, not just for your school teams, but whether you're running at nationals or you're playing during the summer. Trying to just be and stay a typical teenager in the United States of America today while juggling school sports, like we said, in addition to the travel select squads. Talk about just how you guys stay grounded. What do you guys do to kind of just like decompress but and still be normal teenagers?
I think just like hanging out with friends, playing pickleball, going to the lake, just like things like that just help you like realize that there's other things outside of your sport, which helps you not get too caught up in like how you're performing.
For sure. Kinsley, how about you?
Yeah, I agree for sure. But I like family time and stuff. It like takes the pressure off of like you have those people that love you still and support you, and they don't care like how good you're playing or whatever.
What's the go-to eating spot for you and your teams, or for your friends? I'm sorry.
Probably right now Kava. We really like Kava. It's a new place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our favorite right now.
Now, what kind of food is there? Because obviously, you drive by there and there's a line usually, or cars in the parking lot. So what kind of food is there?
I think it's like Mediterranean, but we usually get like a bowl with like chicken and rice. And
nice.
Is
Kava your go-to as well, Kinsley?
Yes, she makes me go there a lot with her. So
there's a theme here, Joe. You're probably used to this too, having two daughters of your own there.
Yeah, I mean, I go to the same place. I put like 4 or 5 crystals inside that bowl. That's how I roll.
That's how we, for sure.
Sounds great though.
It does sound good, actually. I'm a tzatziki's man personally. I haven't been to Kava yet, but I mean that's kind of a Mediterranean feel right there. So. You actually suffered a leg injury, I think, at spring fling, right? But you still, you kind of rebounded and you wanted to finish your senior year on the track competing for a championship.
Yes.
So kind of talk about, because obviously overcoming adversity, it's a big thing, whether it's in, high school athletics or even in life. We have to go through that in several different areas. So kind of talk about how you did that yourself, because obviously being a senior in high school, it's a different level, but at the same time, it's a pretty cool, story and a good lesson like, hey, never give up and just get back in it. So kind of talk about how you overcame that and kind of getting prepared for nationals there.
Yeah, so I was running the 100 hurdles, which was the second event of the day.
Yeah.
And I had been like battling a little hamstring pull for the past couple of days, but I kind of felt okay during the mixed 4x4, so I thought I was okay going into the hurdles. But after the first hurdle, I realized that it wasn't okay. It pulled. And so I didn't actually finish that race because my hamstring I thought it was pulled like for sure. So I then went over to the trainer and she checked me out and told me to give it about 20 minutes and come back, and she put some ice on it. And so I came back 20 minutes later and she told me that I couldn't run. And so that devastated me. So I went over and talked to my coach, and we kind of talked about it, and he didn't really want me to run either because he didn't want me to risk my season at Lee.
Sure.
And everyone was kind of telling me not to run, but I really wanted to run because I had been working hard all season for state. So I told him I asked him if he could watch me go over a hurdle, and he did, and it looked pretty good, he said. So he let me call my dad and ask if I could run.
Shout out, Dad.
And yeah, and he told me I was probably dumb for running, but that he supported me in whatever I did. So I got to go back out and run the 300 hurdles and the 200 after that.
And you finished third and second on a bum leg. That's pretty impressive, Kaylen. So,
Thank you.
So obviously the recovery is going well because you're running this weekend. So how's that been going for you?
It's been good. I took a couple days off. We went to the beach actually right after state, and I took a couple days off there and just let it heal, and now it's not been giving me any trouble since. I
mean, that's probably the best place to go to rehab anything, really, right on the beach. You got to get that sun, that vitamin D for sure. So I guess, Kinsley, let's throw it to you there. Talk about, your basketball season. Obviously, like you said, you guys fell a little bit short. You still, had some pretty good success, at times during there. How did you get a quadruple double? Because, I saw, we were prepping for this show here, and I'm like, anybody would be lucky just to get, a triple double or even a double double in any game this year. But just talk about that, because it's not just the points, but like you said, you were a lockdown defender, 13 steals and 10 assists, so it was offense and defense for you in that game, I think, against Collegedale.
Yeah, I remember I was getting steals or whatever, and I remember that I had like one assist left. My dad was yelling at me. It was like near the end of the game, and I was like open, but I was like, no, I gotta pass it. So somebody was running down the floor, and I was like, I passed it to them. I was like, please make it, and they made it. So I was like, okay.
That's awesome. Got Kaylen and Kinsley Owen. Well, former Silverdale Seahawk for you, Kaylen, being a senior this year, but 2 more years for you, Kinsley, on the hardwood there. So, we were talking a little bit during the break. You guys traveling all throughout the country during the summer. What's the coolest place y'all have gone to, as far as like whether it's been running or your basketball camps? I guess, Kinsley, let's start with you.
Yes, for sure. We went to Chicago for Nike Nationals last year. That was definitely a cool experience, seeing all the amazing basketball players there.
Is there any clearly, what you've done this year, intimidation at all, being amongst like those great players? Because like you said, it's the best of the best in the country.
Yeah, it's definitely like nervous sometimes, but once I about to play, or once I get on the floor, I don't really
I love it.
care who I'm playing.
There you go.
Just trying to play.
That's right. Kaylen, how about you?
I haven't really traveled that much with track, but I have this past season. We went to Boston for the New Balance Indoor Nationals,
okay.
So that was my first time going to Boston. So
we'll have to ask this question again in the future about whether it's Oregon or Boston, right? So we might not be doing this weekend. So. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kinsley, you were saying something. But yeah, so. Obviously, family is very important, with all the travel schedules and, trying to keep things together, whether it's school or, even like we said during the summer with, you guys going to different parts of the country. Talk about the importance of your family, because obviously, they've made a big, commitment to do that sort of thing and came down here tonight with you as well. So kind of talk about your folks and kind of just the, you have teammates, whether you're running on the track or on the basketball floor, but you also have, that support system at home as well. Kind of talk about that if you can.
It's definitely important to have parents that support you, and just knowing that I don't have to wonder if they'll go with me all the way to Oregon or Boston, wherever it is. That's important to know they're always there for you and will always travel with you and support you. And
Kinsley, we actually did I think a remote broadcast at the Notre Dame game, and we saw your folks, behind the bench there pulling for you guys. Kind of talk about it from your perspective as well.
Yes, a lot of people were there to support me. They're always there to support me, but I think the main thing is that they're there to push me to be better every day. It's the main thing for me.
That's what parents do best, for sure. So, okay, this is always a fun question right here. Any pregame or pre-meet superstitions or traditions? Is there like a meal you have to have before or after? Do you obviously you can tape yourself up, or for softball players, football players, putting the eye black on there. But what is it? What's the superstitions for basketball and track stars?
I don't know if I have a specific superstition.
Okay.
But before region this year, I ate kava for lunch. We're back to kava, but and I PR'd in my events that day. in 2 of my events that day. So before state, I made sure that I ate kava for lunch that day.
I mean, there's an NIL opportunity, Kava, for personal records before tracks for Kaylen for sure. How about you, Kinsley? What superstitions for you before you hit the basketball floor?
Yeah, I really don't have many. I like listening to music or whatever before, but then like right before the game, I just focus on my breathing before I go out and like make sure that I'm like calmed down and ready to get play. So yeah.
That's a great segue. What's on the playlist then?
Well, I'd like with my teammates, if I'm listening with them, then like we get hype or whatever, but then right before I'm just listening to calm music. So
Okay, very good. Kaylen, what's on your track meet playlist to get you pumped up?
I don't really listen to music before meets, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't like ever have like headphones or AirPods in or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Very cool. Very cool. So, best memory from your senior year. I mean, it doesn't have to be from your senior year, but you can go back to, your whole high school career. Is there a moment that stands out above the rest as far as like, it could be school, it could be athletics, but one thing that sticks out to you before you move on to Lee University?
I guess just the state meet this year, I guess just being able to come back from the injury, even though that's not exactly how I wanted it to go, just being able to prove to myself that I could do it was fun, and I enjoyed that.
Talking this one into running track with you this year too.
Yeah, that was another game. But she actually got hurt towards the end of the season, so she couldn't finish out her season. But it was fun running with her while she could.
That's awesome. It'll be memories y'all have for the rest of your life too, for sure. Kinsley, was there a moment from this past year that stood out to you as like that might have been your favorite?
Yes, probably hitting my 1,000 because everybody was like standing up cheering for me, and I didn't know I was going to hit it, and everybody was apparently counting down or whatever, like in the student section or whatever, they were like counting how many points I had that game to whatever, but I didn't know I was going to hit it, and then it like the game stopped and stuff, and like it went up on the board, and I was not expecting that, but yeah.
Who was that against this year?
Boyd.
Of course. It's got to be the rival, doesn't it? That's the way it works out. Is Boyd the number one rival for you on the hardwood?
Yeah, or Notre Dame.
Okay. Kaylen, I mean, track is probably different because you're running against so many different schools at one meet. Mm-hmm. Is there a rival though that sticks up above the rest? It has to be Boyd Buchanan, right? Or is there somebody else?
I guess that region for me personally, CAK, I guess is a rival. I don't know. They have a lot of good runners up there. So.
Is there a lot of history as far as track goes between the two schools?
I think so. It's usually either us or them who wins region, and the other one goes second. So, yeah, they're a big rival. That's
cool stuff. Yeah, I keep going back to that. When you got your 1,000th against Boyd Buchanan, I'm sure that definitely made it a little bit sweeter for sure for Coach. Talk about your coaches, because obviously with Coach Neighbors on the track side, I think it's Coach Underwood for basketball. Kind of talk about what the influence and just what the mark that they've left on your careers and just your time playing high school athletic or high school sports, I should say.
Yes, Coach Underwood definitely. He always lets me get in the gym whenever I want, even if it's like late at night or anything. So yeah, for sure, he's always been there, pushing me better, and he's not afraid to tell me what I'm doing wrong. So we have a good relationship in that sense and stuff.
That's awesome. Kaylen, how about you with Coach Neighbors?
Yeah, Coach Neighbors has definitely helped me become a better person on and off the track, and he also, like Kinsley was saying, he makes sure to let us, this week, me and another guy on my track team are training for nationals, and he's been going up to Lee University with us and helping us train there. So he's always there for us and supporting us too.
Is that Liam Runkle?
Yes.
I believe. Okay, so he's going to Lee as well.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So you read when you see the track success for Silverdale, it's usually you and Runkle that are getting the attention, along with I think it's Sarah Jane Inman. So because I think you guys ran with you ran with Sarah, Liam, I think who was it, Titus Hinkle on the mixed relay team.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool for sure. So talk about the training aspect. I mean, how much? I mean, obviously when you're running track or when you're practicing basketball, like you said, you're in the gym either really early or really late. Just talk about the commitment there, because like you said, you're trying to find a way to stay grounded, but at the same time, you also want to work on your craft, at the same time. So kind of talk about just what you guys do to get ready for your events.
Yes, for sure. I feel like just the consistency, because some people think that they have to work really hard some days and then they just take a bunch of days off, but it's more of the consistent factor. If you're doing it every day, then you're going to see progress. So yeah, for sure that. But also you have to balance it with recovery and stuff. So yeah, we for sure do a lot of recovery together. So.
Okay, awesome. How about track? Because obviously I'm not very familiar with that, but I mean, is it kind of the same thing? Just keep just continuous reps, I guess, or
Yes, like she was saying, I'm at the track most every day, running, and then like she was saying for recovery, whenever I'm like tired or my shins are hurting from running a lot, I usually try to like ride the bike some days,
okay,
to get some recovery in. But yeah, it's definitely consistency that is key.
So, favorite sports teams? Because obviously, I'm sure you're watching the NBA Finals. I guess you both are, maybe. But I mean, favorite sports team, it doesn't have to be basketball. It could be any team that you pull for.
Our family likes Kentucky, and we like Kentucky basketball.
Very good.
Yeah, and
yes, I like New York Liberty for WNBA. So
Okay.
yeah, they won the finals last year. So hopefully they do it again. But for the finals, I'm pulling for OKC. So.
Are you? Okay. I think a lot of people are pulling for the Pacers, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool to see two non-traditional NBA markets
Yes.
playing for a championship, right? You know, Joe and I were talking before the show. Yesterday was the anniversary back in 1884, the first American roller coaster that opened up in America at Coney Island. Do you guys like roller coasters, or if you do, what's your go-to?
I like roller coasters. I like the Wild Eagle at Dollywood.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite.
That's a solid choice. How about you, Kinsley?
I used to like them, but they make me sick now. I can't do all. I like the Wild Eagle and stuff sometimes, but once I do like two or something, no,
Yeah.
I get sick.
It's kind of tough. It's kind of like if you go back to back, you're just
Yes.
like you're trying to catch up for the rest of the day. That's good stuff for sure. Back with Kaylen and Kinsley Owen, Silverdale Baptist Academy, and I guess a future Lady Flame track runner for you, Kaylen, and returning for your junior season at Silverdale, Kinsley. So can't thank you both again for coming down here and enjoying this, and it's hopefully you've enjoyed it anyway. We're just making plans to come down here and join us. So what's been your favorite part about being a Silverdale Seahawk as far as like high school goes? I mean, different events obviously throughout the year. You got powder puff, I guess prom, and obviously running on track with your teammates. So I guess let's start with you as a senior.
I definitely like the sports. I played a lot of sports in high school. I've ran track, played soccer, played basketball, played volleyball. So just being involved in all of that has been really great.
Awesome.
I love all the people there, the teachers there. Yeah, definitely the people has been my favorite part.
Do you go like football games and stuff too with your
Yes,
classmates?
I do.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's good stuff. Kinsley, how about you?
Yes, I agree with that. I also think that like if you don't play sports, there's also like other things that you could do there, like activities and obviously like drama and stuff. So, but for me, it's mainly sports. But there's also other things that other people like to do.
Did you do powder puff, Kaylen?
Yes, I didn't do it this year, but I did it the year before.
That's always fun.
Yes.
Even going back to when I was in high school, I went to Ottawa High School, and it's just like even going back then, just the competition level
Yeah, it
amongst
was
the
really
girls
fun.
playing was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it gets very competitive. A lot of broken bones.
I bet you can outrun them for sure. So, and Kinsley, talk about are you going to participate in powder puff, or have you done that yet?
No, I haven't. I'm not going to probably.
I mean, it's not for everybody for sure. So, that's definitely that's good stuff for sure. So, I guess what's the one thing you're most excited about as far as starting your next chapter at Lee, Kaylen? I mean, you're going to be fairly close, so you'll have the just the comfort level of being close to family in your hometown. But what's one thing you're looking forward to the most at Lee?
I'm definitely excited about meeting new people. I have a roommate that I didn't previously know, so getting to know her, getting to know my track team, and yeah, I'm mostly excited about getting to meet new people.
You'll still get that home cooking too, fairly close, I'm sure.
Yes, it's also nice to be close.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, Kinsley, what's one thing you're looking forward to? Obviously, you got a busy summer schedule with basketball, but going into your junior season and your junior year at Silverdale, what's one thing you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a mark on like the little like kids there and stuff.
Okay.
So like, because obviously I'm gonna be leaving in 2 years or whatever. So I'm trying to like make my legacy at Silverdale and see what I can do.
Enjoy the ride, though.
Yes.
It'll fly by quick, as you know, Kaylen, for sure. So, well, we can't thank you enough for coming down here. It was definitely fun, and you got to learn more about you guys. And you're the first track runner we've had. I think you're the first
Really?
basketball player as well. So, I mean, that's we definitely broke 2 marks on this program to not having you two come in and Thanks for the time. Good luck this weekend. Good luck
Thank
in
you.
your basketball this season. I'm sure we'll be seeing you down the road over the next 2 years. So appreciate the time as always. We appreciate you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you so much for having us.